So then the question is, how do we fix this bullshit? Well, first is high participation collective bargaining. We saw some of the evidence of that this year and having a higher increase this year than we did last year for our performance pay, but it is nowhere where it needs to be. We are in a transition phase where we're trying to grow and build our power. And until we reach that point where we truly have high participation, a super majority of folks in the union, a super majority of folks involved, we're not going to see the change that we want to see. So we need to continue to push the district through collective bargaining and have high participation there. The other part is organizing and escalation. In order for bargaining to go well for us, we have to organize and escalate outside of the bargaining room. So that means having conversations at your work site. That means having people show up at the school board meetings. That means having conversations with elected officials. There are a whole series of things that have to take place outside of negotiations for negotiations to go well and for us to get what we deserve. The third is to pass a local millage referendum. So what that would take is about 2 years of organizing, advocacy, and about $1 million. So this is not an easy thing to achieve, and we are starting to have some conversations to see if it's even doable or even possible. But in doing this, it would give us an extra pot of money that we could use that would be outside of the regulations of the 20 plus laws. And what we could do with that money is actually give folks a stipend or a supplement for their years of experience to try to deal with the compression that has happened for our veterans. The third is change the state laws. Again, very high barrier to this, right? We would have to really lobby and advocate and get all of the state legislature to go on board with changing these state laws. We have been doing that since 2011 and even prior, right, to prevent these laws from happening. So that hasn't stopped and it's not going away, but that doesn't mean that that's really where we're going to see our solution. Our true solution is going to be from collective bargaining here and having high participation, folks showing up, coming out. So we have our best minds and our best folks having their voice at the table and being heard. Everyone in our unit being heard is really, really important. And to make sure that we are organizing, advocating, pressuring our school board members, pressuring our policymakers to change the way that we view the law. And then third would be to try to get a referendum. So how do we prevent this from being just a hypothetical or a wish or just us complaining about how crappy this situation is? We have to find a way for everyone in our bargaining unit to get involved at some capacity, whether it is talking to your colleague during lunch, whether it is, knocking on the doors of the people in your hallway during their planning periods and mentioning that we're going to show up at bargaining, or making phone calls to your school board members or your neighbors, or signing a petition, or showing up at bargaining, or speaking at a school board meeting. Whatever you're willing to do, it could be as small as sending an email or signing a petition, and it could be as big as you speaking at the table during bargaining or organizing your entire work site. But we have got to find a way to get high involvement, high participation, because the truth is, you will not see the change that you want until you get involved. And that is the whole reason why I'm even here talking to y'all right now. When I started, I was frustrated, and I'm still frustrated. But I knew the only way change would happen is for me to try to find solutions. And so I need you all to step up with us. Let's make that change that we want to see. Let's get the salary we deserve. And let's see a whole new Lake County schools. So that being said, thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'm happy.